One of my favorite poems from a man who has influenced my life in a very big way, who lived back in the 13th century, named Mevlana Jalaluddin Rumi, was asked the question in this poem, where is he? I tried to find him on the Christian cross, but he was not there. I went to the temple of the Hindus and to the old pagodas, but I could not find a trace of him anywhere. I searched on the mountains and in the valleys, but neither in the heights nor in the depths was I able to find him. I went to the Kaaba in Mecca, but he was not there either. I questioned the scholars and the philosophers, but he was beyond their understanding. I then looked into my heart, and it was there where he dwelled. And I saw him. He was nowhere else to be found. He was nowhere else to be found. God, Allah, Krishna, the great Tao, the divine mind, the divine intelligence, it makes no difference what we call it. It is what we are. And when we live from that place, we find that the only thing that defines it is something called love. That when we have that within us, and that's the only thing that we have to give away. A great teacher in India many years ago, back 2,300 years ago, named Patanjali, defined this kind of elevated consciousness. He said, when you are steadfast, and this is what I encourage for you, and this is the ladder that I have been climbing since I was a little boy in an orphanage, all the way up through all the writing that I have done and the raising of children, and here I am now at the age of 72, and got to the top of this ladder that was placed before me, that was put there so that I could escape from this world, meaning I could escape from the illusion that this physical world is what defines me. If it is constantly changing, then it can't be real. It can't be. Because the minute that you say, that's real, and then you look at it and it's different, what is that? Is the 20-year-old body that I was in real, if it doesn't exist anymore? The invisibleness, the formlessness, the boundarylessness of who I am is what is real. And Patanjali said, when you are steadfast in your abstention of thoughts of harm directed towards yourself and others, that all living creatures will cease to feel fear in your presence. You can have that kind of elevated consciousness when you shift from the ego, whose mantra is, what's in it for me? How much can I get? How much can I make? How good am I going to look? How much power am I going to have? To the place when you get up higher and higher on that ladder, where the internal mantra says, how may I serve? How may I serve? How may I reach out and do something profound and beautiful for those around me? You are all the beneficiaries of a prophet named Sheikh Zayed, a prophet who had within him that kind of awareness that I am not going to take the idea that I am better, bigger, stronger, more powerful because I have more. I'm going to take what has been given to me and I'm going to extend it to all of those around me. And as we begin to think in these ways, live from this level of consciousness, we shift and we find, as this final poem demonstrates. I am a poet. I write a lot of poetry. I've written a lot of poetry, studied it, taught it at the university. I always thought you would come to me in the shape of a beautiful lover. I never dreamed you would steal my heart with no shape at all. I always pretended I needed arms to hold me and lips to kiss away my pain. Yet I find fulfillment in the embrace of empty space. I always wished you would speak to me with words of tender sweetness, but I know you whisper silently of your unending love. I always knew I would find you, although I foolishly looked with my eyes. You were here with me all along, hiding just outside and out of sight of my heart. It's within each and every one of us. Divine consciousness, divine love. Love has three faces. Human love is a love that changes and a love that varies. I love you a lot because you're so nice to me, but you weren't so nice to me now, and you forgot to do this and you didn't do that, so I don't love you as much. And it varies. Sometimes I love you and sometimes I don't love you very much at all. That's what we call human love. Spiritual love is the love that you have for your children, that I have for my children who sit there with me here on this trip. It's a love that never changes. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter how bad they are. It doesn't matter whether they please me or don't please me. My love for them is infinite. But it varies. It's stronger sometimes and not as strong as others. The love I'm asking you to consider is a love called divine love. And divine love is a love that never changes and never varies. It's a love that is just like the juice inside of that orange. No matter how you squeeze it, it makes no difference. The only thing that comes out is what's inside. And this interior part of you that we call the soul or the spirit, the way it is defined is that it is infinite. And infinite means it doesn't stop and it doesn't begin. It's birthless, it's deathless, and it's changeless. And it's who you are, looking out in this illusion called your body, which an hour from now will be a different body. So which one is real? Your soul only wants to expand. Before I had children, I had 8 theories about how to raise children. Now I have 8 children and no theories. But one of the things I know for sure about raising children is that nobody likes being told what to do, because it's an insult to their soul. Their soul does not want to be compartmentalized. It does not want to be put into a box. It does not want to be told what its limitations are. Your spirit, your interiorness, the part that you can't get a hold of but you know is always there, it's infinite, meaning it doesn't stop anywhere. And if it doesn't stop anywhere, it is always expanding. And the minute that anybody comes along and tries to restrict it, put it in a box, tell it what it can be and what it can't be, it's miserable. Don't allow anybody to put you in a box. Who you are is a divine piece of the source, of God. And move in your life to a place where you understand it's who you are. Again, to close with my great teacher, Rumi, from the 13th century. You who seek God, apart, that which you seek, thou art. If you want to seek the beloved's face, polish the mirror and gaze into that space. Because in every moment of your life and mine, we have this choice. You can either be a host to God or a hostage to your ego. It's up to you. God bless you.